Well, it's a lovely Friday morning, and I'm making buttermilk sourdough English muffins, and I'm going to do it using whole wheat flour. And if you would like to know how I make buttermilk, I will link the video on making butter in the show notes. You see, you want to get the chickens? I'm going to start with about 1.5 cups of freshly milled whole wheat flour, and I'm going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of double-acting baking powder as well as a pinch of salt and mix it in really well. Many English muffin recipes don't call for baking powder. However, some recipes do, and I think it gives it a little bit more lightness when you cook it. Now I'm going to add about 2 cups of long ferment sourdough. By long ferment, I mean most of it's been sitting around for at least 18 hours. About 1/4 cup of cultured buttermilk. I made butter the other day. In case you're wondering, the sourdough was also made with whole wheat flour. Long ferment sourdough tends to make a very dense loaf, which some people like, but a lot of people prefer sourdough bread with a little more oomph to it. So it's honestly probably a little bit more fermented than what I would typically do for sourdough bread, but it should be totally fine for English muffins. I've also noticed that long ferment sourdough tends to be very sticky in consistency. I've already added the 1.5 cups of flour to it, and that will help to make it lighter as well. Notice I'm also trying to really help the ball of dough develop the gluten as I'm working it. I really only take a couple minutes to knead it at this point. It's not going to be a long amount of kneading. And then I'm going to allow it to sit and rest for about 1.5 hours. I'm going to start shaping my dough. I'm going to pinch off a piece of dough that's about the size of a golf ball. And I'm going to flatten it into a disc like this. Probably about 3 inches across. I'm also going to dust my English muffins with a little flour, or you can also use cornmeal. This helps to keep it from sticking to your surface. Cover your English muffins with a damp towel and allow it to rise for another 1.5 hours. And I've preheated my Dutch oven and lightly greased it with some butter. So I'm going to go ahead and put my English muffins in the Dutch oven and cover it with a lid and let it cook on this side for about 7 minutes. I might just check it after 5 just to make sure that it's not cooking more quickly than I expected. Now I have a gas stove, so I'm going to turn my cast iron pan down to low for this part. And it's been about 7 minutes, and you can see that the English muffins have risen beautifully. I'm going to flip them. I can see that they're turning golden brown on the underside. And after another 5 to 7 minutes, I'm going to check them again. And they look golden brown on the other side now, so I'm going to go ahead and take them out of the Dutch oven. And this batch made 7 English muffins. So it will be easy to scale the recipe up. I think next time I'm going to have to make at least a double batch because we pretty much ate almost all of them in one sitting. And I'm going to cut one in half now with a little steak knife, and I'm going to serve these with cream cheese today. So I actually have a video on how I make homemade cream cheese from fresh cow's milk. It's not difficult to make English muffins. One of the wonderful things about them is that they don't require an oven. So if you don't have an oven handy, you can just make them on your stovetop.